for Navi, and now it becomes a case of, all right, well, how do we try and control that? And a lot of that has to be the focus on the bottom lane. Now, SamD and Parus have looked relatively good in the 2v2. Poby has kind of defaulted to a lot of the Taliyah play. So do we just continue to see some of that pressure down towards the bottom side to contain GIANTX? Because at the moment, it feels kind of like bot lane go like amazing or bot lane go bust, and we kind of don't have a great time.
I do like that, though, because Noah and Jun feel like one of the strongest points. So if you've got stability in Lot now, and then you've got Jackie's being a question mark in side lanes, if you can rely on Noah and Jun, then they can take you anywhere, especially in this meta when bot lane has, I think, a lot of versatility, viability. I like words starting with V. Let's start with first pick, though, Dagda. Orianna, interesting for GX, gets locked in. I guess the Azir's gone, but Yunara is still up. And Navi have their pick of Yunara and Rumble.
I was going to say, I think SamD going to be very happy if he can get the Yunara as well. Like, he's looked very strong on that pick. We'll have to see if that is the plan. Because the other option was like something like a Ryze here as well, or the Taliyah for Poby. I think securing strong top and bot is simpler. But if Maynter ends up going for the Sion, like, Lot, I think, I was going to say opt into a lot of different picks into that. So we're going to just go back towards the Rumble instead.
Yep.
And it's just a case now, do you have a higher priority on SamD getting Yunara, or do you have a higher priority on Rhilech getting his jungle pick? Because you have to take that third slot basically to answer the mid lane pick.
You do indeed. So priority AD carry, or do you get an early jungler? It's something you've talked about before. The Jarvan's gone, so what else can help set up? You actually mentioned this last game, Dagda. This is the pairing, and Rhilech on the Wukong here is his first game. I mean, this is the standard jungler. It's been Aatrox, Kiana, and Ambessa. That's what he's played so far. Rhilech adding a fourth.
So I think you get the Zhao makes sense as Isma. Like, it's decent if the Wukong early can find him in a lot of situations, and you can have the Orianna to heal or to shield and protect you as you try and take some of those early skirmishes. I imagine Navi is probably going to respond here with that Taliyah for Poby. Like, the Cyclone into the flick back already with all the Rumble and that there should be relatively decent. But loss, what do you want to go for here in that top end?
Just a tank to neutralize, right? The Cassante's gone. This is the next best thing. It's been hovered over before, and I think it's going to be locked in. So, Sion here with the Zins out. Now, Dagda already building a pretty straightforward comp here for GX, right? It seems easy to execute. I think it's really important in the top side so far. How are Navi going to respond? You wanted to question, what was it going to be like in the mid lane? It is Poby we're talking about. Oh, Poby, right? Okay, man. Okay. You also mentioned this before. 3 very strong picks.
Yeah, I mean, especially as the Ryze can just opt in towards providing that CC chain for the Wukong as they started trying to play around mid. But either way, I think strong skirmishing, decent, very decent AoE when you get towards team fights as well on that top side. So I think for Navi, it is very clear that they want to try and take fights where there's a lot of splash damage. And I think for GIANTX, it's going to be about trying to isolate and find like 1v1s or 2v2s in a lot of their skirmishes, so that then they don't have to fight against how much AoE there is on Navi's side.
Seems logical as getting rid of some of the AoE follow-ups. So I was going to say maybe a support. There goes Nico. Caitlyn went with it as well. So maybe SamD goes for like a mid-range AD carry, especially since Aphelios is now off. Yunara's gone with it as well. We're going down the tier list a little bit again. Do we think about the Xayah Rakans again for Navi? Where do you want to go with this?
I'm thinking about Kai'Sa for Noah. It's been a pick that he's fairly happy with, especially if SamD wants to go towards the Ezreal. And you don't have a huge amount of tools to reposition with the Kai'Sa is the only thing I would be slightly worried about, but at least if you try and play in towards the backline, you can just have that shield as a defensive tool. I think, though, Ezreal, decent answer to Corki. Both Pyke on the Triforces, you can match a lot of the Corki's power. And also just farm safely, so it's a little bit more difficult for the Corki to really play aggressive. Although, that being said, no, you can. I'm also, like, I'm curious what Parus wants to take in this position, because I think that's what the back and forth there was. Because you imagine Nami could be an answer here for Parus. You've already got strong engage tools, and just being able to enable that would be great. You have a strong bot side that you can play through. But Jun kind of preempting that and saying, hey, at least I'll take a somewhat enchanter myself on the Bard. And we can kind of match any sort of range discrepancy here.
There's a lot of engage, a lot of options here from GX as well, right? There's Pyke. Okay, man. Do we want to talk about this?
Yeah. Pyke is not where I expected this one to go at all. So, I mean, an incredibly strong bot lane, a lot of kill pressure.
A lot of bullying.
But it's also a lane that you want to have a lot of support for, right? And that's not traditionally what I'd expect from Wukong in these early stages.
Yeah.
I think that's more on the Zhao that can try and be involved in that bottom lane and have a bit more success. So I think for NAVI, the first few levels are very much going to be a case of trying to spot out where Isma is and finding these timing windows for SamD and Parus to play aggressive with this bottom side. But we already kind of said, like, you've got good setup with the Wukong once you do hit 6. So if Parus starts to roam with this Wukong, I think you could pick up a lot of kills, just jungle support plus a solo laner. I think the body count can start racking up.
And Rhilech has been so active in jungle. What I've loved about him is he takes risks, right? Against KC, that triple kill bot was so risky, but he outplayed. And we've got a lot of new players in the LEC right now who are good with their hands, right? Okay, just listen. Parus and Rhilech, this combo that you're talking about, Parus especially had to step up to the plate coming into this split, and I think he's done so. With Rhilech and how big he is as well now too, this could be an explosive early game, especially at the level 6. Let's see if NAVI can break into the 5s, and if GX can do the same hit. Dagda's chuckling. What did Noah say?
I'm proud of you, Parus.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
And Parus just saying good luck, so. Yeah, nice little wholesome start to the day.
Yeah, that was a wholesome start. Jun on Bard. He's taking the electrocute into the matchup. So none of the Guardian stuff. Okay, first Q lands. Holy Pyke. Yeah, okay. Well, we don't need to let him cook. The draft has been cooked. Now we're going to see how they link up.
Interesting to see Maynter opted in towards the first strike. Definitely something you can do in this matchup, specifically because you're not under a lot of pressure. The Comet that you usually take to try and poke out, Lot is just realistically going to be able to sustain through thanks to the shield and that.
Oh my God, ignite down. Hang on, Noah. He's not in trouble, but he just gets chunked out. It's about how Parus gets out of there. Now, because of the passive, Parus is going to be able to heal up a little bit. Noah got ignited, chunked down, and that's from one bone skewer landing.
But look at the pathing here from Isma. He wants to have an early gank in towards this bottom side. Oh, actually, no, he still has his crop up. It's just underneath the ward. So they know that Isma is pathing away from this bottom side. So I think GIANTX now going to be a little sad about the way this early game has gone.
Oh, yeah. A good ward on Raptors. Going to see the movement up. Parus did that on a ward. As I said, 2 for 2. It's that confidence. It's like a blitzcrank game, a thresh game, Dagda, you know so well. When you land it, when the enemy knows you land it, that confidence goes through the roof and they're like, oh man, okay. We're going to expect it. Now, Parus has got level 2 as well, so I'm not sure what he leveled up second, but I'm assuming the Phantom Undertow is going to come through with the Q. Healing, though, from Noah and Jun means that they're okay if they get caught again, especially with Ignite down.
Even though, then, just controlling the push, being in a good spot, and their jungler moving towards this bottom side means that they should be able to keep up this pressure and just start to take a few pop shots at turret plates as well as Parus fish for one more, but the wave going to block that.
Yeah, the fishing, good one. So SamD stepping back on the wave. And Jackie's been chunked a little bit here in mid. And Poby's just emoting in his face. Now, Poby on Ryze, hot damn. If I don't get goosebumps from the greatest of some time. Dagda, like always with today, is Bone Skewer again. Hits. There's a Phantom Undertow. Flash. Wait. Parus doesn't need to commit his. Instead, Jun burns. And Parus gets out of there with a bit of healing again.
But it's also both pots on Jun burnt, pot on Noah burnt, and Parus just able to take his now. So you're still going to have a health advantage or a health surplus for Navi in this bottom lane. And as we said, Rhilech, or in the spot lane, could end up going over the wall and look for something.
Isma could be coming from the tri-brush as well. We look towards top because Rhilech has just backing off, and Maynter is deep on the wave. The state ain't too good. He's stepping forward, a ward spots him, and this is perfect gank timing. Isma has an easy angle, and Lot just has to knuckle down and press the Q. Flash away from Maynter, but Isma still coming in. The level 4 Zhao has a great angle. Wind becomes lightning, and here becomes the Talon strikes. 3 makes perfect. Maynter for the trade onto Lot, though. First blood, as it ends up being a trade, but Lot ran in to get crispified.
You have to be so careful when you're ganking that top side. Maynter managing to get the kill. I think the first strike ended up proccing in the middle of that fight as well, which gave him just that little bit of extra damage. I'll have to rewatch again. But nice job from Maynter to get that turnaround.
Kill means a lot. He has TP as well. He just got Boots of Swiftness. And kill for Isma's nice, but look at the replay again, because Lot's like, I'm a tank, I'll survive this.
Yeah, you're just not at this stage of the game. The overheat coming through is lost. You managed to get the damage down. Doesn't look like actually first strike ended up coming through, but still, just enough damage in the Rumble to finish off. And I think Locke going to be a little bit devastated that he ended up giving that kill over in the fight.
The Sion, though, maybe you'll be okay in the long term as Halo Blades comes in. Jun just gets hooked again. Parus is landing almost every hook on our screen so far, but since he was spotted out by Jun in that little escapade, I don't know if that's the right word, Dagda. English is not so good. It means that Jackies will be safe. He knows he's on the side. Jun's going to hover him, safeguard this Orianna. Well, Parus continues to roam. 10 seconds by till Dragon, by the way. And bot right now is controlled by NAVI.
I'm more curious about what happens with this second Scuttle Crab that's up in a few minutes, actually, because it doesn't matter. Rhilech is just going to end up taking this. So what we've started to see a little bit more and more is that if you full clear at least once, and then on your second rotation, don't take one of your camps, reset and come back out onto the map. Jamada did a great video on this. You can actually leave your camp. The bonus experience that you gain before you kill that camp will give you just enough as you kill the second Scuttle Crab to hit 6. And that's what a lot of junglers are waiting for now before they end up going for the Dragon. But with the Scuttle Crab spawning on that top side, it looks like instead, Rhilech is just like, all right, I can just take Dragon, trade that potential, and still be completely fine. But you see it in a second. Isma just will hit 6 as he finishes off the Scuttle. There it is. And yeah, I think that's where you can try and play from these timing windows.
Yeah.
But basically Rhilech turning that on its head and saying, no, I'm just going to take Dragon before you can get back down to the bottom side.
On spawn, using Parus pressure quite well. First Dragon of the game's Mountain. And remember, if Cloud's coming next, we got maybe a Boring Soul coming up. What I'm more curious about, Dagda, is that Grubs, or rather, yeah, Grubs coming up on the top side of the map in 145. As Rhilech goes to clear, so we will see that level 6 regardless. That feels like when the real fighting is going to come through. Phantom Undertow, not much taken. Noah, meanwhile, getting the Valkyrie out of Sam D as the AD carries 1v1. Isma also spotted out on a ward, so no longer is it fair for NAVI.
I think Sam D saw the barrier burnt by Noah and was like, hang on, why are you trying to hard trade with me in this situation? So kind of just backs away, expecting something to be amiss. And it was Isma going to be there just as they come through. So NAVI not overextending on that bottom side and giving a bit more time for Rhilech to clear out this top end of the map, hit 6 himself, and now I imagine try and look for plays on the map.
Poby hovering though. Jackie's low on mana, hit by an overload, and that's about it. That's the Ryze play. A bit of extra damage, yeah, cool. Now I will say, backstage, I saw Jackie's before the game, Dagda. He almost tripped looking at me. And I said to him, I said, brother, that was close to you being, you know, having a bad game
face,
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping that doesn't happen in game.
So I have a philosophy.
Okay.
All right. And like the way I look at the world is if I wake up in the morning and I spill my coffee on myself and I stub my toe and end up tripping over.
Yep.
I'm convinced that I've used up all the bad karma for that day.
Really?
So the rest of the day is going to be great.
I'm completely
all
opposite.
The bad stuff has happened already.
What's happened with Jackie's? Maybe it only just started. As he goes down to Rhilech, and his bad karma's just beginning.
And I've learned that my philosophy does not apply to Jackie's.
Maybe it's still going. Maybe it's still in that little section. You know, he almost tripped. He's just gone on stage. It's only been 20 minutes.
Yeah, and it's still the start of the game.
That's
so, like,
nighttime.
this is the stub your toe.
Yeah.
But as soon as we hit 15 minutes, Jackie's meant to have a great time.
All his karma out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the bad karma out of the way.
Yeah, all the bad karma out of the way, and there's only good karma left.
As a hook lands again and finds Isma, as Parus, by the way, initiated that last play. Grubs a halter, but Rhilech just going to go back on it. Small reset. Second one, not resetting, as Rhilech just gets back in the bubble. Again, set up. Isma, ulti straight away. True barrage does some damage. Equalizer down. It's nice as Isma goes golden, but still over the Grubs. Rhilech's like, I'm going to play this. Lot has no mana. Parus is getting chased and maybe getting baited in. Meanwhile, Jun gets the back of the fight, but GX, look forward. A shockwave onto Rhilech. Catches his pants down. He finds an escape, flashes out, but so does Isma. Through the magical journey, Jun gets him midway. What a dance. Poby flashes out, and I feel like we just went round the barn with that play.
I think we went around it twice. That was a weird old fight. NAVI very separated as they try and step up because Poby ended up isolated from the rest of the team. And an overcommitment gives GIANTX a few more kills. There we go. Jackie's starting to turn his fate around.
Oh,
you know?
he is. It's already the karma's swapping around. Observers, I'm going to need a replay on that, though, because I don't know what the hell just happened.
Yeah, because this fight kicks off, right? Rhilech ends up working here with Parus, and it works out well. But because Poby ends up going back, he kind of ends up playing in this weird spot across here where he can't really get access to much of the fight. Lost ends up finding a lot of space in this top side, and Jackie's is kind of able to work with Isma back and forth to pick off kind of the isolated members of NAVI. And this is what we were talking about for GIANTX. Like, if you can spread out these fights so they're less clustered and more about these individual performers, well, then you actually got a chance, and GIANTX playing it well on that one.
Splitting to pieces. After that play, just a quick note. While Noah didn't get anything, because I believe the AD carries just weren't involved, Isma starting to launch in this early game as well. 2 kills under the sky, and Trinity Force just picked up from Rhilech, yeah, but I think in the end, GIANTX are going to be okay losing grubs and getting a bit off the back of what again was chaos. Invade here for the blue just before Dragon. Parus going to see it. He found him undertows away, but Rhilech is here to cover with Sam D over the wing.
Still fishing. Rhilech over.
Cyclone starts it off as well. I believe there's a shockwave to bring them back in. Rather not, we waited, and we see that Jackie finally brings it in with the distance to secure. Blue buff still contested, but Parus can't do much. GIANTX hold true and win the fight.
NAVI trying to help out their jungler, but the bot lane gets put in timeout, and GIANTX again fishing for kills, and this is what we want to see from GIANTX. Confident play, aggressive invades, and it nets them a dragon number 2.
Split the difference with NAVI, and I do feel like, again, this early game is getting better and better. And Jackie's is definitely getting more fortunate here. Well, what are we at? Chemtech Soul. Exciting for all. Still, I know we're in a new season. I mean, I do feel like Chemtech still, it's not bad in certain comps. You know, we've got a bit of Mundo going around and comps that thrive on half HP. I mean, Sion, you could argue the same thing. But I do feel like, is it the weakest chat? Or Dagda, or anyone? I mean, is it, do you hate it as much as like Cloud Soul these days, or?
I feel like it should be justice for all dragons, you know? I don't want to put one in the trash.
That's right.
I think they all deserve, they all have their own merits. They're all doing their own things.
They should all be treated equally. Yeah, that's right. I mean, look.
And this is what I've heard a lot of teachers say in parent-teacher meetings as well. Similar thing. All the kids have merits.
All the kids have merits.
They're all trying their best.
But what about my kid? You know, what about my kid? The parents aren't asking about the other kids. They don't care about the other kids. Like Chemtech Dragon's mum just wants to know, like, what can Chemtech Dragon do? Chemtech Dragon, you know, helps people when they're down a bit, and like that's the kindness of what he or she does, and good for Chemtech Dragon. Everyone has their opportunities, and as you said, merits.
Because when you go into a parent-teacher meeting and the teacher says, "Yeah, he's a real people person," that's what you want to hear.
So we're all kids. If all dragons are the kids, then Elder is like the father, right, or mother. Like that's the parent. Because Elder has the traits of all of them. There's 5 kids in the family. Elder's the mother. Baron's the other parent.
The uncle, I was going to say.
Oh, I don't know. I think they've got to be related somehow, no? Do they come from the same area? They're all Void people?
No,
things?
Baron is just Void, right?
Baron's Void. What is Dragon?
I don't know. It's in the Demacia trailer, so I'm assuming it's something to do with
somewhere
around Demacia.
We need a new... I mean, Atakan popped in, probably from some unknown Void world. We need another monster.
Well, he was just a Darkin, right?
Oh, was he?
He was just a demon.
Oh, yeah, he was.
The LeBlanc
See, you know the lore.
Look, I play the little in-game browser games. You know, the Demacia browser was up at the moment.
They're good, they're good.
It's good fun.
I mean, the only lore I know, I think, well, is Ivan. Ivan and Orianna. Orianna got, you know, piece by piece.
I'm surprised you watched Arcane and don't remember it.
I started season 2, and then I think it was like at the end of my wife's pregnancy, so it was like we just didn't go to, you know, but then I can't remember. I don't remember where I stopped. I still haven't seen it. I still have not seen it, and I work for the game. That's a problem.
But GIANTX don't really look like they're about to stop on this bottom side of the map. Jackie's getting that push in. They want to try and establish some vision and maybe go for a repeat push in towards this enemy jungle. Again, I just like the fact that they're getting decent vision down, and there's little that NAVI can do. We kind of talk about, like, Rhilech has been such a powerhouse for a lot of these, like, side lane plays that we see. But GIANTX kind of doing a good job of keeping him in check in a lot of situations with just the vision that they're managing to accrue, or at least spotting him out on where he's going to be.
The whole game's just been based around some of this jungle vision. As 50 seconds till the Herald. Dragon's up in a 45. Noah's fine in mid. It's an Ezreal. I will say playing Pyke versus Ezreal makes it so that Noah is not going to be the perfect target unless you have these sick predicts. The top side, 2 versus 1 again. Maynter went too far forward. Poured out once more, but they ain't a trade this time. Lot smacks him down, and GIANTX, they're throttling a bit on this game's pace.
It overheated and meant that there wasn't that same turnaround potential in that situation. Noah trying to steal the crab, doesn't quite get it. Parus? Oh, no predict.
You got to predict it. With Ezreal only predicts. Good damage, though, on the Pyke in the interim as I think that Herald, because GIANTX found the top laner, might just be theirs.
Yeah, I don't think you're really in a position to follow up. You can see Rhilech very nervous about even entering his own jungle. But you talk about it like first items on both sides. I just think with Navi, the position that they have is so much easier. Even the TP to the bottom side to match Lot there. Yeah, GIANTX going to continue to keep pressure on towards the objectives. And I think Navi do have like big team fights and big opportunities they can take. But unfortunately, like, they're just not finding them as...
Oh, direct hit! Hang on! That truck came slamming into Sam D. He has no chance to escape. Lot. We're going to have to see the wind-up.
Because Sam D, I think, had flash. Didn't have, I assume it didn't have enough mana for
Maybe
Valkyrie.
He just didn't expect it. He's just like...
Yeah.
Or yeah, Valkyrie must have been on cooldown.
But I think he was really low on mana. So
okay.
I think he didn't have enough mana for Valkyrie. But I think the flash was up. Maybe I'm wrong.
Let's go to the what do we call it? VAT. What do we call
the VAR?
VAR. Yeah. VAR or R.
Don't
yeah, sorry,
you start. All right.
Sometimes I get confused.
Yeah, his flash was up. Just wasn't ready for it.
He was just shocked.
Yeah.
Bone Skewer shocked in once again in the magical journey. Poby's got some good damage, but he's still scaling there with Rod of Ages, just finding its first stack. Thank you very much, goated observers. Let's have a look how Sam D got caught.
Yeah, because the ward is there. He sees him.
No mana.
Yeah, but he had flash. So
he was
just
scared. Equalizer, beautiful. Onto Isma. Fantastic play from Navi. A shutdown. We've come back to live. And Lot, as he tries to flush over the wall, is going to be matched. Bonked on the head. That's 2. Sam D might be caught out yet again, though, as the all-in happens and GIANTX find another. But Noah's now in the middle of everyone, and X marks the spot. A double over to Noah. And Navi just found their window of opportunities. Jackie's also run out of mana. This game is going to keep on delivering as Dragon's now a freebie.
But I don't understand what GIANTX were trying to... Like, Isma was on Dragon, but Jun was top lane. Like, Jun had to walk the entire way down from the top side of the map. GIANTX were not in a position at all. It looked like complete miscommunication on, are we taking the fight? Are we not taking the Dragon? Like, what? I really don't know what GIANTX were thinking.
Neither do I. Let's go to the VAR.
I love the VAR. But yeah, look, you got Orianna and Jun is top lane. So you're starting the Dragon as, like, starting this Dragon fight as Isma, and you're nowhere in position. The Orianna's TP'd in, but you're still, like, you've got the Ryze that's moving in quicker. Yeah, this was bizarre. Like, you got 2 members top as GIANTX, and Navi just able to commit faster to the play. And they already have, like, the core damage dealers they want in the Corki and also in that Wukong Rumble combo. So you just managed to chase down the kills.
But Jackie's, he got a cannon on the way out, plus 60 gold. So, not leaving empty-handed. But for Navi, small gold lead on the horizon. They got that last dragon, and we do come back to live. And GIANTX have also almost taken down the outer turret in mid. So this game is very close, and it does feel like with Baron coming up in a minute 45, while both teams aren't the fastest, we're going to have a lot of posturing here. With one of those games, it's going to be edged out by a team fight, I feel like. You know, one of those big 5v5s, Dagda. It's my kind of League of Legends.
So the nice thing for Navi is the fact that by getting that second dragon, now if they manage to get a third, that fourth dragon will have fully stacked Rod of Ages for Poby, just based on the timers.
Yep.
And he's in a fairly decent spot where he can work his way up towards Actualizer. So I think just playing around like Poby spikes will actually be very strong for Navi. For GIANTX, they kind of now need to find windows again to look for picks, try and protect Jack. But it's very hard when you're trying to protect Jack. He's on the side lane. So this game with that mistake just got much more difficult for GIANTX.
Oi, Jackie's in a side lane. Jackie's in a side lane. Alert! Alert! Get the cat! The flash, the tempered fate. It recovers. Jackie's being saved by GIANTX. As now Locke gets into the mix as well. Parus looking for the hook and he finds nothing. Shockwave catches the TP from Maynter. The full-on fight, it's here and it's in the top lane. First down is Poby. GIANTX get pulled back, but Lot even gets the turret. They care not as Noah's on the chase. Flushes in. Mystic shot after mystic shot. One will connect, the other won't, but Parus, I don't think he's getting out here either. John gets it from range, and what a punish onto NAVI in the top lane.
I just said it was going to be difficult, but GIANTX, the double TP, or the TP from Lot invested to try and keep that top side safe, but you are losing the mid turret. I think a good amount of damage on that bot side turret, so there's some go back, but this is definitely a GIANTX win. And it comes off of, you can see here, Jackie's knows something is potentially available here, but not checking the alcove. A good flash from Parus, but it's the lack of flash from Poby that actually comes back to bite them. Because Jun gets this CC with the late flash from Poby, which sets up the play. Shockwave from Jackie's keeps Maynter in check as well. And now that you got Lot there, like, you're so tanky on the follow-up, and Noah even transitioning from mid to top, able to pick up some of these kills. GIANTX, massive gold swing in their favor.
Big gold swing in their favor, but it's to and fro still. It's 2,000 just about for them. Now in the lead, that Baron sitting up and waiting, and worth mentioning because, again, we are getting towards that mid-game point where one more mistake leads to the Baron, leads to the biggest swing in this game. That Dragon in minute 35, also very important to note, as NAVI would be moving to 3 and onto Soul Point. But I do question again, as we get to the second item territory, I question how NAVI going to fight this Dagda, because I feel like, despite Jackie's almost getting caught out there, their fights have been pretty easy to execute. Lot steps up, either ults in or he walks up. Isma's there as well. Jun can play at range. And the damage dealers can play at range as well. Like, it's very hard for NAVI to get there.
Yeah, I think the focus is more on, bypassing front line of GIANTX if you're NAVI. Rhilech goes into the back line. You set up with that Wukong Rumble combo, and then Parus can start to finish off low health members with the ultimate.
That is true.
And that's where you can start to snowball, right? It's kind of like bypass a lot of that strength up front line. But unfortunately for NAVI, these fights have kind of been, apart from that one at Dragon, have been a bit more spread out. And they just haven't really been able to find those combos within the team fights. And it does make a little bit of sense. Jackie's is the only real one that's kind of vulnerable. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him stop off for something like Azanya's in the next couple of minutes just to try and help survive in these fights. But there is a chance until that's completed that NAVI can look to just one-shot some of this backline and hope that they can carry the fight through that.
Okay. Well, I feel like then again, if we're looking at Maynter as his second item, we're looking at this Rumble to do a lot more in the fight than I feel like we've seen so far. I feel like for NAVI, as they approach this Dragon, they've got to really think about their aspect of approach. Rhilech seen on a ward, clears it. NAVI stepping up, and the biggest question I want to ask you, Dagda, is how the hell do you get past Lot right now? And you said, well, they're going to dive. They're going to dive onto GIANTX.
But they need an opportunity for Rhilech to get into position, and these wards have been great from GIANTX, spotting out the NAVI, trying to move down towards his bottom side.
Set up, Rhilech just flashes in, Cyclone initiates the fight, but the hook in on the Sion is better than I expected. And CC immune with the ulti running away, but charged out, Lot flashes out, manages to survive. Remember, the heist was all about Dragon and GIANTX get it and get away. It's X to mark the spot for the first kill of the fight, and the only kill of the fight for NAVI, as they walk away otherwise empty-handed.
Yeah, the kill is not really going to be enough to write home about, but the position on the map may be in their favor. They swapped Sam D into mid to clear the wave, and they do have push on this bottom side, but with resets coming through, not convinced that they want to try and look for that bottom tier 2. But Rhilech has to make this fight happen, and he does. Immediate flash from the wall, as little Jackie's can do, and it kind of splits the fight here. You can see Noah and Jackie's up with Isma to just finish off the Dragon, and it is the Sion Lot that gives his life. But the call from GIANTX was just get the Dragon and get out.
Good predict from Parus there, but yeah, GIANTX losing minimal. A little bit of gold to Parus. I didn't see who he shared that with, if anyone, but regardless, Dragon's down for a bit. Now let's talk Turkey. Baron in the top side of the map is the obvious focus. And that's where we're just going to chill for the next 5 minutes.
Still Poby. is in a fairly decent spot. Like, Actualizer on the way. He'll be dealing some serious damage in these fights if he gets half a chance. And Jackie's has had to go for this kind of tankier style build with the Cosmic Drive, just because we talked about, like, he's going to be the main target for a lot of these. So it does mean that the shockwaves aren't going to hit as effectively as they potentially could. Sure. So I still think you can see GIANTX are fine in these fights. It's just that Navi have, like, maybe some windows they can play. But as long as GIANTX are kind of playing the way they are, I think they'll be fine. Play off of mid-wave, don't spread yourselves too thin, and allow Navi to fish for these picks. Because you can see here, that's all the Navi want to do. Find these small pockets of vision where they can combo with Rhilech and Parus.
GIANTX enabling that, or rather disabling that by grouping up. They're isolated with Parus, how easy it is for GIANTX to get caught. Rhilech sees Noah, ward in, sees Isma on the wing, who has GA, by the way. So it makes it a little bit easier for this guy to just send it. SamD engaging, Valkyrie in mid lane. In the meantime, Noah gets out and trying to help heal him up. Noah's a little bit low on mana, though. So whether it affects GIANTX for some kind of play up in this top lane, we will see.
Now, GIANTX are just biding their time. They got the push in mid, they got the push in top. Great. That's our... We don't want to overextend here. We understand that we don't have vision in the enemy jungle, and until we're in a better spot, we can't really overextend. Especially with Navi having Maynter to constantly push bot and roam mid. Like, at the moment, this is kind of the safe part of the map that you get to play with if you're Navi. Anything further along is actually just going to be the danger zone, because you're just constantly having, you can see it here, push in boss and these roams from Maynter to try and get in behind them. But GIANTX might have overextended.
Might indeed. Rhilech with the angle onto Jun. Is it found? Yes, it is indeed, with the Cyclone down to start the fight yet again, but Rhilech has no support. He's pulled back and Noah claims the kill. Blood onto Maynter next. They call for it with a decimating smash, and Lot lands it down. The setup with the ulti's beautiful, as well as double already landed in Jackie's lap. Another decimating smash, but this time SamD has to flush out of it. Lot takes it all, and GIANTX have now opened up the Baron.
GIANTX don't actually put themselves in any danger. That's going to be the kill. Woo! That's going to be 1,000 kills for Noah, and that'll be the Baron as well.
I thought it was his birthday, but that could be even better. 1,000 kills, and the Baron and a GIANTX win on the horizon. As we look at the flank here, started by Rhilech, actually.
But look at Noah. Repositions with the arcane shift. Rhilech isn't really getting the value that he needs. The follow-up from the backline of Navi is too far away, and a great ultimate from Jun keeps Maynter in check. And this is what we were saying, like, GIANTX were aware that this could be a case. That's why they're playing so far up in the lane, like, towards that Barren River, so they always had an escape plan. And they don't actually give Navi that opportunity to force the fight.
GIANTX in very good hands right now. The setup in these fights have been beautiful, and I mean, it's another reason why in pre-season and off-season, I feel like Sion was this pick that was hovering around, and since the end of last year, I mean, it's been around for over a year or more, but just easy setup for GIANTX has enabled them to control the map, and now with the turret going down, the push is there.
But Parus is in behind GIANTX, and GIANTX have no idea. That's the TP for Maynter as well. The pinch is on.
Game-breaking play for Parus. He needs an angle. Poby jumping in, the shockwave's huge, but Rhilech, as he starts spinning, GIANTX are still so healthy. Trush Raj lays through the whole team, and a flank gone wrong. Maynter's going to go golden, but as Noah gets out alive, he's too far away to claim a return kill. A triple over to Isma, and it looks so beautiful, but things when they're up close are uglier than they seem. Jun will drop down, a quadra to Isma. We can't have back-to-back pentas today, so it'll end there with the ace.
GIANTX still going to be happy. It was a Hail Mary play from Navi, but they just could not find the damage that they wanted, and that's the base opened up for GIANTX.
A bone skewer to try and save the game onto Noah. Halo plays the flash as well. X to mark the spot. Parus gets a kill. Under turret, he tries to jump back. It's a penta! It's a penta! It's delayed! Back-to-back pentas in week 3.
I can't believe you'd lie to the fans like that, Hysterics.
I didn't know it would happen.
Back-to-back with the pentas.
I thought it was stolen.
Nicely done by GIANTX, but it was all you could hope for Navi. They get one kill, but Noah again stays so safe. Maynter can't actually finish off Noah in the back line. Doesn't have the DPS before he escapes over the wall. And Isma is doing so much work in the front line, managing to pick up all these kills. And GIANTX, this is great. Again, back-to-back solid. I'm going to put it out there, wins, because it looks like they're about to take down NAVI. Like beating Mkoi, decimating NAVI. The scrim plays starting to come to reality.
It's starting to come to reality. A jungle pentakill.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah, neither did I, brother.
For you, Isma, I died for you.
Well, solid from Noah. Isma getting a penta, that's crazy. I mean, not many junglers can say that they've gotten a penta as well. This is the third only pentakill on a jungler, by the way. Inspired and Yikes the other. I assume that is in the LEC. As ulti yet again confirmed. Now in the LEC, let's break some more records. First kill does go over to Sam D. It's Jackie's, but Isma starts it off again. 4 more to go. Let's get another pentakill. He's got GA. He's in the mix, but he's going to go down immediately. Double decimating smash while Noah is free firing and got lethal tempo up and available. Arcane shift. Noah is unbeatable. Look at him. He walks forward. Cares not. He's got a brick wall and some kind of floppy bard in the way. A double over to the Ezreal, and GIANTX get another back-to-back ace.
The towers are going to fall as quickly as NAVI did as well. GIANTX, a 7.5k gold lead. And again, they are looking good when it comes to these plays.
Yes, they are. From the Caitlyn game and last week, that dominated lane to a slow burner that's relying on Lot to run in. And the carries to really cement that lead. We've had some great team fighting today and a lot of hope in GIANTX. We talked about how important schedule is, where these teams are standing. Moving to 5, the safety net. GIANTX are now 1 step away.
Poby realm warping in so they can try and get onto Jackie's, but Jun keeping his mid laner safe. And Jackie's at least, falls after. But there's just so much here for GIANTX. They've so much extra gold. Noah's showing up after this, and there's little that Navi can really do. They're just outmanned at this stage when it comes towards that damage.
Parus almost got a reset on the ult. I think he just used it a little bit late on the GA. So didn't get to press his R all over. As, yeah, clean play from the bot lane of GX, really the stars. I mean, I do this often where I talk about, all the great things of a team. It often is the whole team, Dagda, but yeah, it feels like there are a lot of stars in this game for GX. They've now rampaged over NAVI. It's an 8k gold lead. Forget the soul, forget the discussion of the next Baron. Let's talk about how they break the base, because there's a GA on Noah now, and that front line is unkillable in Lot.
NAVI are going to try again, and looks like TP available for Maynter.
Okay.
Wukong in behind. He's going to at least cut the wave.
Respect.
So GIANTX are where they are. It's just about trying to buy time for this rumble.
Rhilech on mid-wave, on full vision, as you said. Maynter trying to get what he can as a 1-7 rumble. Inhibitor in top lane goes down. A bit of objective gold recovered by NAVI. But as Sam D steps it out, there's no way they're going anywhere near GIANTX. Blast cone taken, and mid obviously needs to be the next directive. Ulti, that's Sion. He's going where? Lot decided, I'm just going to scare off the monkey man.
Well, Rhilech has to run bot side, and Dragon is up now. Or sorry, Baron is up now. So I wasn't sure if Isma was just going to start it, especially because Rhilech had to end. Yeah, they're just going to try and start it up, it looks like. Force the fact that NAVI has sent their junglers to the bottom side of the map.
Got one wave, Noah. He's found Parus again. There is a 6-level lead between that support and Noah. Lot is level 19, by the way. Just thought I'd mention. As, Baron sighted at 10k. NAVI coming in. Cosmic Binding doesn't connect to anyone else. Shockwave. Oh, it's gone Zonya's. Sam D, he wants to get in. Yep, with Poby he will. Tempered Fate, though, catches one as Baron goes down and the 5v5 continues again. Equalizer not bad as Bone Skew onto Lot is good, and they are burning him down. To the credit of NAVI, they have found something out of nothing. A Cosmic Binding that this time works well on the top laner GX, but Noah fears no man. He arcane shifts in again and again. He gets bone skewered in again, but it doesn't matter.
Where's the damage?
Matter. He doesn't die. And even if he does, he's got a freaking angel on his shoulders.
Noah is playing with such confidence, knowing that there is nothing on NAVI that can harm him. The GA still unpopped, but it will be the Nexus that falls for NAVI.
Noah's having a field day on the Ezreal. GIANTX having a field day moving towards the top of the LEC. This team is scaling, and at 5-2 now, you can safely say that GIANTX are going to make their way to playoffs at some point. While unconfirmed, this is the GX that looks near the top.